Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. Today we're talking about kicking your competition's butt by becoming a culture of continuous improvement. The best organizations are learning machines. By focusing on continuously getting better, they outthink and outpace their competition. One of the best sources of learning is your recent past. However, most teams don't learn from that aspect because they have nothing in place for analyzing and processing the results. By looking back and learning from what you've accomplished and also where you failed, you can find important patterns and discover the sources of your outcomes. Once you see these root causes, you begin to make strategic changes to improve and get better results, that is, moving forward. Once this is fully embraced and adopted, this mindset by you and your team, it creates a strategic advantage. Reviewing results closely, finding insights and patterns, choosing the right choices to make, the right changes to make, and implementing them with commitment will fuel innovation and remove wasted efforts in business. So with that being said, I'm going to give you several steps, right, to embrace a culture of continuous improvement and build a real learning environment. All right, let's dig in. All right, number one, eliminate shame and judgment, okay? The biggest roadblock to embracing a continuous improvement mindset is the tendency for people to look for problems and place the blame or assign the blame on others. The need to find blame in someone is a powerful human tendency. If you really want to create a learning culture, you need to put that aside, right? And focus on the lessons learned rather than placing judgment. Setting good ground rules will keep things focused on learning and not witch hunting. All right? Second one, make it comfortable to talk about failure. I mean, it's a part of life. Look, while I'm not a big fan on pushing failure per se, I'm a big fan of learning from it by openly talking about it and learning from it. Okay? So, first you need to capture it, right? Capture the failure, capture where you went wrong, and then and also get the surrounding data that comes along with the failure, like the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, in an airplane crash. I mean, heaven forbid, but they do happen. So let's say an airplane crash, right? The first thing you want to do is survey the land or the area and collect the black box because you want to gather as much data as possible to help you determine why the plane crashed. This information will be important for your analysis and insight development. Next one, get good at root cause analysis. For instance, if you see water in the basement, the first place to check is the flashing around the chimney at the top. Well, why the chimney? Why check the chimney? Well, because your water in the basement doesn't mean that's where it's coming from. Okay? And chimneys, which are often the common cause, are notoriously leaky. Similarly, you need to dig beneath the surface of the presenting problems that you see at first glance and ask why several times to uncover the root source of the problems you've identified. Once you've dug down, identify the areas that really need to be addressed, right? To fix the problems at the source to create long-term sustainable improvements. The next one, distinguish between decisions and outcomes. One of the key skills executives should work on is the ability to separate the evaluation of decisions from outcomes. All businesses have varying levels of uncertainty, right? Which means that not all good decisions lead to good outcomes, and not all bad decisions lead to bad outcomes. Luck and chance do play a role in there, but just because you had a bad outcome, don't assume that you made the wrong decision. And don't lull yourself into a false sense of security by assuming all good outcomes were the result of brilliant decisions on your part. Another one, commit to improving and making changes. Once you've identified areas that need improvement and changes, focus your efforts on limited and strategic or specific set of priorities. Don't spread yourself too thin. Better to get a few things done quickly and correctly than to have a long list of partially completed projects. It's also important to track and monitor the changes that are being implemented as well. Also, have a plan of action, milestones, and follow ups to ensure that things are being implemented in the right way and that they are having the impact that you intended for them to have. If need be, don't be afraid to take a step back and rethink your approach. And then the final one, make it a regular habit and commitment. The most important thing you need to do to become a true learning based organization is to make a habit of reflecting on the results, right? And finding insights to future changes. High performance teams set aside time each and every day to run retrospectives and identify the improvements that they will commit to. Great leaders often reflect on their habits and behaviors and find ways to improve. Great companies bake these activities into their regularly uh, rhythm of meetings, if you will, or reviews. These strategies will help increase your company's learning velocity and the ultimate ability to improve and innovate more quickly. If you're in a high growth business or a quickly changing environment or market, these skills are not just a must have, they are crucial for your success and your survival. In fast paced markets, the company that can learn the fastest will be the one to rise to the top and dominate its competitors. All right? Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch these videos. I know that you guys are getting something out of them because you're watching them. And so if you're watching them and they're helping you sharpen your leadership skills and traits, please like, share, and subscribe these videos to other people in your sphere of influence so that they can grow as well. I always say I'm a firm believer of iron sharpening iron. And I am here to help sharpen you and make you the leader that people want to follow and gravitate towards. All right? So with that being said, if any of you guys have any need of leadership development coaching, team building training, diversity training, I'm your guy. Just shoot me an email or give me a call or whatever. I promise you, we'll sit down and put together a tailor-made plan conducive for your success and your team's progress. All right? Again, thanks for tuning in, guys. And remember, great leadership equals great results. How are you leading?
Whether you're a new leader who needs the building blocks of leadership and how to be effective, or a seasoned leader who needs to understand that there are two sides to leadership, or a leader who just needs some inspiring insight or leadership seeds in order to enhance your leadership abilities, the CDV Consulting Group has the resources you need. There are two key elements successful leaders have that the unsuccessful ones don't: self-discipline and the understanding to constantly invest in themselves. So pick up a copy or the entire collection today and start investing in your leadership now. Available at Amazon.com. And remember, great leadership equals great results. How are you leading?